Okay. So there are a few things I want to run over before we start. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who did the challenge. Great job. It's not an easy challenge. I know you went out of your comfort zone, and this was very, very important for us to move forward in this program. All right? The challenge was, I'd say this week was one of the most important weeks that we're gonna have together, because you will learn so much about yourself. If you dare to do the challenge. All right? Quick question. How many people use their power phrase before doing the challenge? Use your power phrase, guys. The more you use your power phrase, the more it's going to work for you. All right? The more you use your power phrase, the more it's going to work for you. And I want to remind everyone that is watching that these videos are not pre-recorded. I know it might sound shocking to you, but they're not pre-recorded. What I mean with that is that I mean, please don't do the last minute challenge. All right? It's not a challenge about who's uploading it latest. All right? Show up for yourself. Show up for yourself so I can show up for you. Show up for yourself so your allies can show up for you. You promised yourself you were going to finish this program. I think that everybody here watching did the challenge already. But for you guys who are watching I know some of you guys have crazy things going on in your life. And if I'm talking to you, don't worry about it. All right? But make sure to show up for yourself. It's very, very important. All right? And what I wanted to say when I said about like these are not pre-recorded is that I make these webinars for the response we're seeing in the group. That's why it's so important that you respond in the group. And if you respond 5 minutes earlier or 5 minutes before the webinar or just the day before the webinar, it gives me a lot of extra work. So please try to not do that next time, all right? Show up for yourself. Again, that's a habit. That's a habit that I want you guys to stop with. Procrastination. A lot of us had that. A lot of us said we're perfectionists. That we want to come over that procrastination process. If I'm telling you to take action, it's not because I feel like I want to, control you. But it's like a game we're playing. We're playing a game here. For 4 weeks, you do exactly as I say. And I promise you by the end of everything, we're going to come out stronger together. That's kind of the game. And you've been doing great so far. So take this as a reminder. Take this as a reminder as why we're doing what we're doing. If you are feeling lost and you're feeling demotivated, you already got your movie ending. That should work as fuel for you. All right? And it's very inspiring to see what you guys posted in the groups. It's very inspiring because it reminded me of a lot of things. Because I saw a lot of patterns. And different concerns. It's the same way. It's the same concern that is manifesting in different people. And we are here. We're on a good way. We're moving forward greatly. We're a strong team. But again, you need to show up for yourself if you want to get rid of these fears and concerns that are manifesting inside of you. Okay? And this is a principle. Like this should be a principle that each and every one of you guys should have. Like, I'm showing up for myself before I show up for anyone. I'm showing up for me. Because if you're not showing up for yourself, like, don't ever believe that you can show up for anyone else in your life. Because then you become the person who's always saying yes whenever it completes a task. You know, we all get that person. We all get that person in our life, and maybe you are that person in someone else's life. The person who's always, do you need help with anything? If you ever need help with anything, let me know. Or could you please do this for me? Yeah, of course, don't worry. When do you get it? Tomorrow. Okay, cool. but you're procrastinating. So then it's not even a favor anymore. You know what I mean? It's like a disfavor. We call it a beer favor in Swedish. Don't be that person to yourself. You're either moving forward or moving backward. And this challenge is all about, or this program and this group is all about moving forward. I truly believe there is no such thing as being stagnant. And I believe that procrastination will drag you backwards. And I'm big on repetition. So there will be some repeating. Make no mistake. I'm big on repetition, and I'm even bigger on foundations. Because this challenge, what you prove to yourself is like, you prove to yourself that you really can do it. And what I mean with that is, I'm going to take another example that all of us can relate to. Is like, everybody remember your first, some of us are dancers here. For you guys who are dancers, you remember your first dance class, right? And for you guys who are not dancers, you remember your first day at work, right? And for you guys who don't have a job, remember your first day at school, right? Remember that feeling of like, you're so overwhelmed of all the information, all the new information, and you're just like terrified of messing up, terrified of sticking out. Oh my God, everybody's watching me. Yeah, it's 80 people in the class, but 79 of them are focused on the new guy. Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, that makes total fucking sense. And I've been there myself, make no mistake. Like I was there also. But like, but you were so like outside of your comfort zone, but now you overstand it. You no longer understand how to dance, like you overstand how to dance. So now you can act it out in like, you can act that out in normal fashion, like nothing. Dancing, it's like, it's dancing, or going into your job. I mean, you're going to your job. What is it really to be scared of? But what have changed? What really have changed? You're the same person, right? You get the same job, right? But repetition. Foundations. Getting out of your comfort zone. Being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And that's why I gave you this week's challenge. That exact reason is why I gave you this week's challenge. Because if you've done it once, you can do it again. If you've done it once, you can do it again. And all of you proved it to yourself. I mean, can you really call yourself a shy person if you just posted yourself dancing for 20 plus random people? Like, as far as I know, that's not what a shy person do. You know? And some of us are so like attached to old versions of ourselves. And it's really attached. I choose that word careful. And like, I'm giving you permission. Like, I believe we just want permission from somebody to be able to leave that. I'm giving you permission to leave that old person behind. And more importantly, I want you to give yourself the permission to leave that person behind. That made sense, right? Like, how many acts of bravery do you need to do to no longer call yourself shy? I mean, you can always feel shy internally. But there's a difference of feeling shy every once in a while, or feeling like an introvert, but letting that hold you back or drag you backwards. Did that make sense? So I want you to give yourself permission. But here's the thing though. I know some of you guys are now like, woof, nice. I'm no longer a shy person. That feels great. Now, done next. What happens next, Sebastian? Tell me what happens next, coach. Here's the thing. Now you've done it. That's what done next is all about. Now you raise the bar. Now you have to put more pressure on yourself. Now you got to put more pressure on yourself. You have to continue to work on this new image. Tim Grover always says, like, if the cup is half full or half empty, it's like, it doesn't matter. If the cup is half full and you like what's in the cup, fill the cup up. Some of you guys are now refilling your, like, pouring it all the way up to it's like, how do you say it? Surface expansion or whatever you call it? Like utspänning in Swedish. I don't know how to say it in English. I think it's surface tension. Surface tension, I think it's the name in English. And some of you really don't like what's in your cup. Perfect. Pour it out. Pour it out. Pour it up with a new drink. That's what this is all about. That's what we are doing. That's what this whole challenge is about. Putting you outside of your comfort zone, proving to yourself that, no, but you can do it. You can really do it. Because when it comes to your mind, like, most of us are still using the same old software that got installed in us when we were growing up. You know, very few things have changed. Maybe you read a few books, maybe you have some few life experiences, but your way of operating is the same thing. You're using the same software, because since we can't change the hardware, we constantly get to do everything to search for that new update. You know, it's like your phone. You don't buy a new phone every week now, do you? But everybody who got an iPhone knows that every second, every third week, there is a new update. Because it's constantly renewing. Constantly renewing. You need to be the same. You need to be that iPhone. Without all the child labor and all the terrible things that's behind the phone. But why do you think so many of you guys had a hard time doing what Seb says this week? There's a lot of people that have struggles with it. Because it forces you to look inside of the internal mirror. I didn't say pause your entire day, sit down, meditate, contemplate on your thoughts, write an essay and send it over to me every 30 minutes. That's not what I said. At least that's not what I intended to say with my message. I might have messed it up. Even Super Seb does errors sometimes. Put an alarm. When it vibrates, have a moment, take a breather. Keep moving. Don't tell me you don't have time. If the alarm bothers you, do something. Again, everything I said this from the beginning. Everything we say here, everything I say, you got to make it your own. Everything I'm suggesting, make it your own. Make your own little, make your own little cigar. You're gonna smoke it yourself. Make your own drink. It's not my drink. You're gonna drink it. End of the day, this is for you. This is your tools. Now, if I'm alone, I can make it bigger. I can draw it out throughout the day. But you guys who said to yourself, I can't do it. I got a situation at work. Got it. I don't know what you work with. I don't know how your life is. But the question is, did you do it during the weekend though? Did you do it during the weekend though? If not, why not? Because it forces you to look inside of your internal mirror. And that's not always a nice look. You know, if you read in the comments, I don't remember who it was now, but it's like somebody said, I don't like what I'm hearing. It's not nice to hear what I'm saying to myself all the time. And that's the thing with this Seb says, and this challenge is not easy. And it's not always going to work for everybody, you know? If you get a hectic job and you can't do that, I know there are some other things that you are doing every hour, like a checklist at work. Some things you got to do every hour, some things you got to do every 30 minutes. Use habit stacking. Use habit stacking. Every time let's say I work in high school. Every time I have a break between classes, I'm going to listen to my thoughts. And it's not even like listening to your thoughts and like, whoa, paying all this attention. It's, yo, what am I hearing? What's the conversation? Because again, if you can't do it in your day-to-day life, how do you expect it to do? How do you expect to do it when shit really hits the fan? You know, all of these tools we're giving right now, all of these tools we're learning about each other. Then boom, catastrophe happens. If you didn't practice it earlier, you're not going to have it then. You're not going to be able to control your thoughts. If you can't control your thoughts at work, how do you expect to do it when shit hits the fan? The only way to do it, it's repetition, repetition, repetition. And there's like, we have the power phrase, thought control, principle, this week challenge, values, value judgment, fundamentals. Like, it's all part of the reprogramming of the software. Everybody understands what software is, right? Software versus hardware. There's no shame in not knowing it. But we're reprogramming like the software, so the hardware can adapt after also. Because if your software is updated, your hardware will also adapt with it. If your mind is strong, your body will become stronger also. It's one unit. It's one unit. It's not you and your mind. It's one unit. Like we are reprogramming yourself to become the best version of yourself. The one you want to be. And how else will we get to that next level? How else will we get to that next level that you aspire to be? Like the new level that you in your mind are aspiring to become your default. Like all of this is tools, again, but you got to make them your own. But there is a mantra, there is one mantra that you need to understand in order to get to that next level. And it's this simple. It takes what it takes, and it takes 10 times. Like it takes 10x. It takes what it takes, and it takes 10x. And 10x is like it's an evergreen principle. 10x is an evergreen principle. It's an eternal principle that is always right. I tell you, it's always right. The 10x principle means that whatever you're doing, whatever you are setting up to do, getting a relationship, starting a new hobby, starting with a mental discipline program, it takes 10 times the amount of what you thought it would take. I'm going to sign up to a mental discipline program. It sounds easy. Becoming the best version of yourself. Let me sign up to that shit. 2 hours in of doing your values and principles and mapping out your movie ending. It's like, wait, what? I didn't sign up to this. They're like, yes, you did, but you didn't know about the 10x principle. I'm going to move in together with my boyfriend. Everything's going to be amazing. He loves me, I love him. Don't even worry about it. Shit, we never fight. We never fight. Awesome. 10x principle hits you like your elbow. Clack. Moving to Spain, that's going to be easy. Fantastic. Boom, 10x. It's a true principle, I tell you. But don't get confused. Don't mix up it is what it is with, no, don't mix up it takes what it takes with it is what it is. Pay attention to what I'm saying right now, because this is crucial, and this you need to understand this. Don't mix up, don't confuse it takes what it takes with it is what it is. Because we can hide inside of it is what it is. But what we're talking about here is neutral thinking, not adding a value judgment to some things, not adding a value judgment to the situation that you're faced with. It helps you to stay present, and it takes what it takes. It's like it takes away the emotion. It's just total acceptance. Flow state is the perfect dance, is the perfect presentation. But it walks hand in hand with extreme ownership. And I'm saying extreme ownership. All right? Because where most people get this wrong is that they start to accept the lies they've been telling themselves for the longest time. We accept the lies we've been telling ourselves as facts. I can't lose weight. Well, it is what it is. I'm not happy in my relationship. But I got kids to think on, so, it is what it is. But that takes away the ownership. Because extreme ownership plus it is what it is brings you to the most powerful mantra that I know. And it takes what it takes. It takes what it takes. What you want? What do you want? Want to be happy? Well, it takes what it takes. You want to lose weight? It takes what it takes, champ. And deep inside, you know what to do. You know what to do. Deep inside, like you hear that voice. You know which voice I'm talking about. You all know which voice I'm talking about. But when you start to take extreme ownership, I can't lose weight becomes I need to lose weight, or I'm losing weight. And when faced with adversity that you will be faced with, and when it's time to pay dividend, then it takes what it takes. It sucks. It sucks. I know it sucks. I'm smiling because I hate it too. But it is what it is. It's such a deep, when you have a deep understanding of this, and when you truly embrace that fact of like it takes 10x and it takes what it takes, you start to accept things more. You start to embrace it. Because remember that everything comes with a cost. Everything comes with a cost. Anything worth having comes with an even greater cost. Why? Why is that? You know why. Because it takes what it takes. You want to become a better dancer? You have to give up fear of rejection. You want to become a better parent, person? You have to be willing to give up fear of failure. You want to become a better fill in the blanks? There is some things you got to give up for it. And that's extreme ownership combined with neutral thinking. And I read this saying that really it struck with me. I read it the other week. He says that whatever you are not changing, you are on some level choosing. Whatever you are not changing, you are at some level choosing. Because we have all operated under some life lie, right? Some of you told yourself that you couldn't lose weight because your metabolism was broken, and you said it to yourself so many times that you now start to believe it. You're like, these lies are holding these lies are holding you back from taking the shot. These lies are holding you back from taking the shot. And that was what Seb Says was about. That was what Seb Says was about this week. You know? That's exactly what it was. One thing that was, like, I think it was Anna. I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty sure it was you. It's like, if you would never go dance, if you never danced the first time, if you would never meet your boyfriend. If you never went to the gym, you wouldn't have the self-image you have of yourself today. So there is a cost there. There is a cost there that needs to be addressed. But if you never changed it, you would have chosen that. That's your choice. Because remember, it's not that not taking a choice is not a choice. That's also an act. Not taking a choice is also an act. Make no mistake about it. And it's like, we can continue. There were so many examples in the group. Like, I don't want to point anybody out. But take any example in the group and just look at, this was your fear. That for anybody else in the group was like, really? That's your thing? And then when you faced to do it, it was so tough for you. You heard all the voices inside. You had all of these voices and concerned. But just imagine how many times that held you back. Just imagine how many times that thing held you back in life. They're like, stop trying to take out tiny artificial fires when the forest is burning behind you. You know, the forest is burning behind you. It's burning up everything. It's burning up the soil behind you, so you cannot, it's not even behind you. The forest is burning in front of you. The forest is burning in front of you. All the soil is like, it's impossible for you to grow something on it. But you are so busy taking out an artificial fire that's burning behind you. Because it looks like fire and it sounds like fire. But it's artificial. You know it's artificial. But over there in front of you, all the soil where you're trying to build something great is burning down. Nothing will grow on there. Nothing will grow over there. Did I make sense so far? And so many of us in this group, we're walking around like, I find it's almost like we're willfully blind. It's like a choice of being blind. So many of us are going, it's like you're literally lying to yourself. Like you're accepting to not address the elephant in the room. That's some of us. Some of us are literally lying to each other, or to yourself. It's not even to each other, it's to myself. Because that's where I wanted to go with this Seb Says and this challenge. That's why it bothered me that a lot of people didn't complete it. Make no mistake, you are completing it before Sunday night. I don't know where you live in your country. But that is supposed to be, you are supposed to put that in today, tonight. Lucky you if you live in the States, because you're in America, so you are a little bit behind us in Europe. Because that was not your fear. That's not your fear. Your fear is not to post photos on social media or talk in front of the camera. That's not your fear. That's the surface That's the surface of what really is going on. You only scratch the surface. You only just scratch the surface. I don't dare to talk to people. No fam, no champ, that's not your thing. That's not the fear, that's the surface. Dig deeper. You need to dig deeper. Challenge yourself. You need to dig deeper on this one. Some of you need to do the same challenge again. Some of you need to repeat the challenge. Because you said, this is my fear. No. No, it's not. That's the surface. And you don't need to post it if you don't feel like it. You know, nobody's going to force you to do it, but have some contemplation. Wow, is that really my fear? Is that really what's going on? Or is it just how it manifests itself? And that's the only thing that I can see, because it's, you know, it's artificial fire that I'm busy taking care of. It's an important question to ask yourself. Because imagine how many shots you didn't take. Imagine how many shots you didn't take. Just because of that. You know? Imagine that. Imagine how many shots you didn't take. So many opportunities that you know, that you never take, that you never even, I want to do that, but you know, it's not, I'm a shy person. I was in Oslo. I lived in Oslo a couple of years ago. I'm the only guy who's working 40% at this time at the job. And one day, is a true story. One day, one of my bosses came down and he says, so anybody wants to, this is a true story. He says, anybody wants to buy an apartment? And I says, me. All of us, we were like 4 personal trainers. I'm the guy who's working there less time. I'm the less percentage hired. It's like, anybody wants to buy an apartment? Me. But do you have any money? Like, that was not the question. The question is, do you want to buy an apartment? I want to buy an apartment. Like, be specific. It's like, okay, cool. So what's happening is that the company is expanding. We're gonna invest in some apartments, and we want the people that are hired for the company to have the first shin on them, or like the first dibs on them, or however you say in English. So I'm like, okay, cool. I still want it. I don't know if I can take a loan or something. This was not the question. The question is not, do you want to buy an apartment? Yes. Long story short, I'm working 40%. After a lot of phone calls, I finally got that apartment. So now I own an apartment. But long story short, trust me, this was a 2-year process. But point being, I'm the one who's working the least in that company. Everybody else is working full-time. I'm part-time. Because I'm dancing and modeling at the same time. They have more financial backing than I have. And they have rich families. I don't. But they didn't take the chance. They didn't take the shot. And every time I go back there, they see my apartment. My friends now live neighbors to my apartment. And he made way much more money than I made at that time. But he didn't take the shot. And trust me, it's not because he is shy of putting photos on social media why he didn't take that shot. Is a deeper reason. I'm using that as an example, but you get my point here. And that's knowing exactly who you are. Like that statement, the first lesson, the first thing we mapped out. Know who you are. This is it. It means getting uncomfortable. It means facing your demons, because it takes what it takes. Like, you're gonna be so tired of hearing me saying that, but I want to how do you say it? Nail it, like smash it into your brains. And to my own. It's like, you need to face your demons. No more holding yourself back. No more refusal of stepping out of your comfort zone. You know that's where you need to be to progress. You know it. I'm certain that you know it. I'm certain that nothing that I've said so far has came as a like, wow. I never thought about that. You probably thought about this already, but like in another way, and just a small voice just whispering inside of your mind. You decided to ignore it. You know? Let's stand up. Let's take a quick stretch because this is gonna... I'm not finished. I'm not finished with this. I need you guys focused today. You guys focused today. So you need to stretch a little bit. All right, here we go. Everyone knows which voices I'm talking about. Give them names for all I care. Give them colors. Give them a face. Admit to them they are part of you. They are the reason why you decided to show up for this program. They are the reason why you have these big aspirations. Like, you hear all these voices in your head. Invite them over. Buy them dinner. Have a glass of water, you know what I mean? Have a glass of wine with them. Invite them over. Use them to your advantage. You can. Trust me. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. Invite them over. Have a glass of wine with them. And from this day forward, from this week forward, if you're taking this challenge seriously, you should know at least one life lie that you've been telling yourself. But you've deleted it. Now you deleted it. Life no longer happens to you. It happens for you, if you decide to. I want to become the world's best bachata dancer, but I'm scared of posting videos. Not anymore. Not anymore. You did it. You did it. Can you do a backflip? I did it once. That means you can do a backflip, no? Well, how many backflips do you need to do to prove to yourself that you can do it? 2? 3? 10? At what point do you tell yourself, I can do backflips? It's a silly example, but it's the same thing. Because if you know your movie ending, and you know it takes what it takes, and you know the things that are holding you back, I make it sound stupid simple, but it really is that. Because we spoke about cost, right? And we're touching on the same subject. Like we're touching the same thing, but like from different angles. And like, because most of us get this progression thing. We'll get the progression thing wrong, growth thing. This journey that we're on, where some of us are like, I believe we're looking at it from the wrong perspective. And what I mean with that is because I hear it all the time from my inner circle students. Like, yo, champ, what's happening? We're doing coaching calls. So you're in my inner circle, I'm doing coaching calls with you at least once per month. And we do weekly checkups. in the weekly checkups. Yo, what's happening? You good? Yeah, I'm good. I had a good week, or like it was okay. But I gotta add some things. Like I need to add meditation. I need to add, more water to my diet, more vegetables. I also need to add more sleep. And on top of everything, I also need to add meditation. And I didn't do my workout yesterday, so I gotta add that to today's plan also. And it's a lot of adding. It's a lot of adding. But it's so interesting because it comes with a cost. And cost is not adding, cost is subtracting. There is no addition in cost. I never bought a phone and somebody added money to my account. I never bought anything or never did anything and I got added something. Of course there's exceptions, you know what I mean? I do something and I get joy out of it. You know, of course. But you get my point here. Cost is subtracting. Cost is subtracting. Cost means the things you're willing to give up. Don't add antidepressing substitutes to your life before you subtract a good amount of things in your life. A good amount of things in your life. Don't add new hobbies and new friends if you're depressed before you get rid of all the alcohol you're drinking. You don't need new people in your life. You need to get rid of the asshole you live with. You don't need to add more things from more relationships, more artificial fires in your family's next door neighbor's dog. You need to address the shit that's happening right in front of you. Right? Because we are, and that's us. That's us. Like, that's perfectionism. Like, all of us. Like, we want to be good. We want to help people. We want to push, want to lead by the front line. That's a beautiful aspiration. It's a beautiful aspiration. But unless you're doing it, unless you are truly subtracted all the things that are holding you back, don't add new things. No, don't add a baby to the relationship to save the relationship. But again, who am I to judge, you know? And I'm not judging. There's no judgment. There's no judgment here. This is just, years of experience of coaching. Nothing in the world is stagnant. Nothing in the world is stagnant. We're either moving forward or backwards. It's a principle. Like the sun is going up. But you need to value your time. Because your dreams, they live like any other aspiration. It's an organism. If they don't show up in your head, they're gonna show up in somebody else's head. You want to become the best dancer? You want to become that person at your job? You want to become this person in that person's relationship? You need to act on it. Fast. Planned. But fast. Because that dream is not going to exist in your head forever, you know? It's gonna go away and show up in somebody else's mind. And you know what to do. You already know what to do. Because you don't manifest what you want when you're thinking of your movie ending. That's what to do. And if you know me, if you've done my coaching, I'm I don't want to talk about what to do. If you reach this far into our system, like, you already know what to do. I'm much more about how to do it. And how to get to your movie ending, how to manifest your movie ending, it's action and consistent work. That's the only thing that's gonna get you there. That's how you manifest it. Living it. What to do, everybody know what to do. Create your dream board, perfect. But how to do it? 4 pillars of life that are based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Then we have your principles and your values. Then we have your self-esteem and self-transcendence, you know? Because these lies that we've been telling ourselves, they're usually based on fears. Let's be honest. They're usually based on fears, fear of regret, fear of confrontations, fear of rejection, fear of getting judged, fear of ill health, fear of poverty, fear of fill in the blanks. I said it before, and I want to repeat it, is because most of us don't have fears. You have concerns. Concerns is something that you manifest. You manifested that inside of you. You legit think that 80 people at the dance class are looking at you? No. Take action towards your dreams. Take action towards becoming the person you want to be. But Seb, I know, but what if they judge me? What do I do if they judge me? What do I do if I feel ridiculous? It's not easy. I didn't say it was easy. But what if you don't reach your movie ending because of other people's opinion? That should scare the living life out of you. What if you don't reach your movie ending? What if you lay on your deathbed and you're like, I'm here, I didn't get to do a dance performance because I gave a fuck what Peter on the other side of my desk said. Like, what credit does that man or that person has to his name to take away whatever you want to go after? We've all been faced with, haters or naysayers. But what credit do they have to their names? It's like, who are you to tell me I can't do that? Like, what have you done? Like, fear is crippling you from taking decisions. Fear is going to lead you to what if. And that's the worst, because that comes with a tremendous cost. I rather have 45 rejections than one what if. You know? What if I did that? What if I only did that? I'd rather just have 30 people telling me no. What if I went up to that girl and asked her out? What if I went to that dance audition? What if I actually danced every day that I told myself I was going to do? What if I actually, did all of these exercises that I've been reading and hearing about? What if I actually didn't? I'd rather just do all the exercises and look like a fucking idiot. And I know that's the same for you guys. Because fear and all of this, like, I hear it too and I feel it, but I refuse to let it cripple me. Because it's with, I see it for what it is. I add no judgment value to it. It's like, here's an emotion. I don't care about it. I care equally as much about this emotion as I care about if I'm not motivating when I'm going to train. I don't give a F. I stick to the plan and I do it anyway. Easier said than done. Make no mistake. Because it's just an emotion, and I won't let any emotion control my past or my movie ending. I refuse to let any emotion control where I'm going. But Seb, how do you think that? Like, you always thought like this. You always thought like this. Like, you're just born with it. No. No. That's a lie. It's a lie. You're telling yourself a lie again. It works for him. It's so easy for him, you know. He's tall, you know, whatever things comes up in your head. He had it easy. Yes, but, you know, he don't have it like I have it. Yeah, I know. I know. But that's not like my advantage over you or any other person's advantage over you is not a reason for you to not go full out. That's not a reason to go full out. That's just reality. Life is not fair. Who told you life is fair? Like, I wish I could rap. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I had a fantastic voice by nature, and I could just, you know, spit bars right now without working for it. But if I truly want that, I need to put in the work just like any other person. I wish I was born with, like, you know, hands like LeBron James. But I'm not. Life's not fair. We know about it. Like, cool, yes, done, next. We move forward, whatever. Yeah, but it's so easy for me to put on weight, Sebastian. It's so easy for me to put on weight. I know. It's hard for me to put on weight. Now what? Just total acceptance right there. Like, what is the... Yeah, but I'm a single mom. Yeah, but I'm a single black mom. Yeah, but I'm a single black mom with an abusive ex-husband. Yeah, but I'm a single black mom with an abusive ex-husband and I'm unemployed. It doesn't mean that you can't control where you're going, champ. Like, this is why it's so important to keep being inspired. It's so important to keep being inspired. Read these stories. Read, like, Diego Maradona passed away. I knew next to nothing about that man. I watched a 6-minute documentary on YouTube. I left it down like, yo, I need to go harder. Like, I can do better. I can do better. It's like, inspire yourself, set up your environment. And why? Because it takes what it takes. It takes what it takes. By any means, you're going to get your goals. By any means. It's like, I have that tattooed. I have that tattooed. I have by any means necessary tattooed to remind me of that. And it's for me. My tattoos are for me. I couldn't care less what anybody else think about my tattoos. Because they're for me. They're there to remind me of where I'm going and who I am and who I've been. But I'm not gonna let that define me, you know? Like, it's because some of us are so, like, focused on being frozen in the past. We're so focused on being frozen in the past. It's like, it's an old version of ourselves that we're holding on to. But only you can let that person go. Only you can let that person go. Nobody else, nobody truly knows who you are. Nobody truly knows what you are capable of. But when the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change, then you will change. Ultimately, you have to change. But why wait? Why wait? Why take another course? Why read another book? Why waste more time of change? Why waste more time of staying the same when you can change? It's up to you. But you and only you are in charge of that. Like, stop taking suggestion from other people. Like, make a decision. Make a decision this time and own it. Own it. Own them. Not only your decisions, but everything that happens in life. Take extreme ownership, and I promise you, all your wins will taste better and all your losses will hurt less. Trust me, weekly we're making decisions in this company that is like, oof, like we're making this decision now. It's like, damn, that's not an easy decision to make. It's like, it's like, if it's running ads, or if it's closing down a Facebook group, or starting a new challenge that all gonna cost me thousands of dollars, literally, or it's gonna take me tens and tens, like dozens of hours that I will never get back. But they are my decisions. So I need to stand for them. And I take full responsibility if it didn't work. Because I'd rather fail myself than to, you know what? Like I did this and it's a lesson learned. And this is why I say, it's like, how many times do you need to do the same mistake? How many times do you need to prove to yourself that you can do it? How many times do you need to prove to yourself that you're not shy? How many times do you need to prove to yourself that you are not a bad person or a bad parent? It's a lesson. One lesson is a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned. I fucked up. Me, personally. The other week I fucked up. I gave other people control over a project. I said, you know what? I'm going to listen completely to them and we'll see what happens. Damn, do I regret that. Damn, did that cost me a lot of money. It is what it is. Done next. But it's not, well, it is what it is. It's like, no, like it wasn't my fault. It is what it is. I lost all of this money, but it's not my fault. It's like I listened to them. No. It is what it is because I can't get that money back. I can't get that time back. But together with extreme ownership, it creates something else. It was a damn valuable lesson that I'm glad I got now. I'm glad I got that lesson in my life now and not, not 6 years from now, because then it will cost me more. It would have cost me more, it would have hurt more. I fucked up because I didn't trust myself. I started taking suggestions from other people and I didn't make the decision. Did that make sense? We soon finish, guys. You just need to charge my computer. It happens. I told you, this lesson, if applied, if understood, will be the most profound, mind shift. Any questions, any topics, write them in the chat and I'm address it. It's a lot to take in. I know it's a lot to take in. Thumbs up if you found this webinar to be valuable. Some thumbs up if this was something that I'm like, I really knew this shit. To be honest with you guys, I knew this shit, but I was just, ignoring these voices. No, that what happens when you ignore these voices, I tell you. Sometimes we're recording, like we're recording on a big screen also, on the camera. And I'm like, yeah, I need some, like I want to cut out some material so I can post to my social media so we can help more people. And I just hear myself talking about these, like, yeah, we all hear these voices. You know which two voices I'm talking about? Taking out of context, I sound like a fucking madman. Like, taking out of context, I sound like a psychopath. It's like sometimes I wonder myself, I'm like, sometimes I say shit and I'm like, are they gonna come back? Are they gonna come back? And when you guys come back, I'm like, okay, cool. They are as fucked up as I am. They are as crazy as I am. And like, let's move. I found my tribe. I found my tribe. Let's push forward together. Perfect. Let's get more people in. It's a barbecue. All right, let me read this. What do we got here? Repeat until it's everywhere in your life. Yes, facts. Facts. No questions? You good? Nothing? We all Gucci? Yeah, let me know then what was the most helpful with this webinar. Let me know what was the most helpful with this webinar so I can sleep well and not living like they hate me. You know? It takes what it takes. So what we got here? The fine line and relationship between it takes what it takes and it is what it is. That's a fine line. That's a fine line, I tell you. Remember to subtract. Stop taking suggestion from other people. Dig deeper to find out your real fear. You give your permission to let your old self go. That's powerful. Leave your old self, the meaning of cost. I'd rather have 45 rejections than one what if. You don't need to add. Fear is holding you back from taking your decision. When the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change, then and only then you will change. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Remember that it takes what it takes. That should be the mantra. Put that as your screensaver. Tuesday is Seb says. Thursday is the weekend challenge. Stay active in the group. Redo the shit you need to do in the group if you know you need to do it. Push your allies forward. Show up for yourself. And I'll see you next week. All right?